If you're a runner, your watch is it's a fire hose of data, right? Pace, heart rate, elevation. But somewhere in all that noise, there's this promise of a single secret number that could unlock everything. Faster times, injury-free running. Well, today, we're going to dig in and find out if that number is actually the real deal.
So let's just cut right to the chase. Is 180 steps per minute really the secret sauce? I mean, it's a number you've probably heard a million times. Maybe you've even chased it on your Garmin. But is it actually the key to becoming a better runner?
Yep, there it is, 180. In the running world, this number, man, it's taken on this almost mythical status. It's become this ultimate goal, the benchmark for what good running form supposedly looks like.
All right, so before we go any further, let's just make sure we're all on the same page. When we talk about this, we're talking about cadence. And all that is, simply put, is the number of steps you take per minute. I mean, your watch probably spits this number out after every single run you do.
But here's the thing, getting that number can be, well, kind of confusing. It's a lot like getting your BMI score. You finish your run, you look down, and it says your cadence was 168. And you're kind of like, okay, so what? What am I even supposed to do with that information? Does it even matter?
To really get to the bottom of this, we've got to go back, like way back to the beginning. Let's find out where this magic number even came from. It's time for the origin story of the 180 myth.
Okay, so this whole thing, it all started back in 1984 with the legendary coach Jack Daniels. He's at the Olympics, watching the absolute best runners on the planet, and he notices a pattern. Most of them were running at about 180 steps per minute. But here's the crucial part, the part that got totally lost in translation over the years. It was just an observation. He never ever said it was a rule for you and me. But as the idea got out there and then running watches made it super easy to track, that critical distinction just, poof, it was forgotten.
And that right there brings us to our big reality check. The idea that one single number could be the perfect target for every single runner out there, it doesn't add up. Let's talk about why. I mean, think about it. The truth is, your ideal cadence is so personal. It's tied to your height, your weight, the length of your legs, your goals, even the shoes on your feet. A runner who's trying to break 3 hours in the marathon has completely different needs than someone just trying to finish their first 5K. So why on earth would we expect them to have the exact same cadence? It's just not logical. And hey, if you're still not convinced, if you still think 180 is some kind of magic pill, just take a look at this list of absolute legends. We're talking Olympic medalist Meb Keflezighi? Nope, low 170s. Bill Rogers, the guy won Boston and New York 4 times each, his cadence was down in the 160s. These are some of the greatest to ever do it, and none of them were hitting that so-called magic number.
Okay, so if chasing 180 isn't the answer, then what is? Where do we go from here? Well, the real goal, it turns out, isn't some number on your watch. It's all about focusing on your form.
All right, this is really the heart of the matter. The real enemy for so many runners is this thing called overstriding. That's when your foot lands way out in front of your body. And when that happens, it acts like you're slamming on the brakes with every single step. Plus, it puts a ton of stress on your joints. The goal, what we're aiming for, is for your foot to land more directly underneath your center of mass, basically under your hips. This cuts way down on that braking force and just creates a much more efficient, smoother motion. And this is where cadence comes back into the conversation, but in a totally new light. Check out this research from Dr. Brian Heiderscheit. What he found is that the real benefit of a slightly higher cadence isn't about the number itself. It's a tool. It's a little trick that naturally helps your foot land closer to your body, which helps fix that overstriding and reduces all that harmful impact. And this quote from Jonathan Beverly, man, it just hits the nail on the head. A faster cadence is often the effect of good form, not the cause. You focus on the right things, running tall, landing your foot underneath you, and guess what? Your cadence will probably tick up all by itself. See? It's a result, not the goal.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. What should you actually do with all this information? Let's lay out a much smarter strategy for your own running.
Here we go. A simple 3-step approach. First up, intention. If you're going to try to change your cadence, have a clear purpose beyond just making a number go up. Second, focus. Forget I need to hit 180. Your new mantra is, I need my foot to land under my body. And third, and this is a big one, consult a pro. If you've got nagging pain or recurring issues, stop messing around on your own and see a physical therapist. Don't risk a real injury by guessing. And one last piece of advice here, please be careful where you get your running tips. The internet it's flooded with quick fixes and fads from whatever influencer is popular this week. Always, always prioritize credible expert sources. Your body will seriously thank you for it. So let's just end by flipping this whole thing on its head. Instead of constantly obsessing over, am I hitting 180? What if we started asking a much better, much more powerful question? Is my form efficient? Because, finding the answer to that question, well, that's what's truly going to make you a better runner. Thanks for joining this explainer.